Hi guys, I'm Marticore, and this is the final episode of the Genesee Legacy. Yes, that's happening. I don't really feel the urge to get it up to 100 episodes. I don't have this perfectionist kind of thing. Sometimes I do, but not here. My Sims 4 legacy on the Polish channel was exactly 200 episodes, but that was kind of coincidental. I only had to push it a little bit. Here I would have to push it a lot to make another 8 episodes. Like, that's a lot. I will be continuing this gameplay through the Basket Island rotational play, so it isn't technically exactly ending, and I could add those episodes to the Genesee Legacy, and maybe it would just be 100, and but I kind of feel like this will be a completely different series because I never really played rotationally in this legacy. I know that naming it a new name will be kind of confusing, but I just feel like the legacy itself ends here, and the rotational play in Basket Island will have a different title. So there's not really that much to do anymore, except waiting for the repairman to take care of Penny. So first I will fulfill Tenny's lifetime want. I think we are close-ish, maybe like 15,000 more. So he makes a few robots and gets promoted or something, and we're good to go, I think. Oh yeah, that happened. And that too. Brittany, just eat something. Oh yeah, she got shocked too because of the robot. Aw, man. Tenny is really tired. He is going to work today, so there is a possibility that he will get promoted. And when he gets promoted, he will get probably a pretty big bonus, so he will be really close to fulfilling that lifetime want. Wait, oh yeah, that didn't make a memory. I don't really know when he made the 75,000. Now he just wants to make 100,000, so I'm assuming that he is past the point of 87 and a half, because I think that would be a want in between 75 and 100. I think so. So we are probably like 12,000 short. So maybe first I will just wait for him to get promoted, and we will see how much he gets from that. Thanks for breaking the toilet, Tori. I don't even know why you're here. You're a young adult. Oh, wait, that was his date. That was Tenny's date. And then Penny was just acting out. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago, so I can't really remember anymore. Sorry for the break in videos. I mean, I made a video last week, but I just Naven, aren't you supposed to be in school? You're a private school student. You need to go. Yeah, I suddenly just felt really tired and I just needed a few days of a break. Is Penny okay? Not yet. She called the repairman through her antenna, I am assuming. I mean, you guys assumed that. That it is what the antenna is for. But I guess he is fixing everything else right now. Yeah, the shower, the toilet that was just broken. Is he finally going to fix her? I think so. She is so self-sufficient. She doesn't need anyone. She can just call the repairman telepathically, and she's gonna be fine. I think Tenny is supposed to go to work, but he didn't get this interaction autonomously because he's really hungry. Just go. Well, he is not in the best mood, so I don't think he's gonna get promoted, but that's better than being late, I think. He will just eat at work. Hey, Chloe. Chloe should be an adult already, I think, or at least almost. No, she should definitely be an adult. I will catch up with the other families when I'm supposed to play rotationally. I will have to at that point. Yep, no promotion. Just remember that friends don't count, because I have a mod. I am tired of explaining this all the time, but I feel like it's... If I don't say it every other episodes, people will assume that it's not possible for him to get promoted, when it is. Penny, what did you do again? What is the thing that you keep doing that breaks you? I never see it. It's never even on the recording. There's no way of me to find out. What is this? You were just napping on the couch and suddenly you're broken. I don't get it. Okay, technically she is not broken. But she is broken. She just doesn't know it yet. Can you power down? Does that help? I guess just wait like that until there's sun out. She must be doing something connected to water. Either going into the hot tub or swimming or I don't know. Or trying to take a shower or whatever. So stupid. Power up. And... no. Stop. Recharge, please. Oh, running amok is actually a memory for servos. Oh man. And yeah, I recently learned, I think from a TV show or something, like accidentally, that it's actually amok, not amok. In the previous episode, I was saying it with the wrong accent. Mostly because in Polish we have exactly the same word. And it's a false friend, kinda. It means the same thing, but it's just said differently. Okay, this time I'm taking care of Tenny so that he goes to work in a good mood. Still, he only will have 75% chance, and then he has the day off. So during this day off, he will probably build a robot to sell. I'm not sure if he was supposed to still make those robots. No! Okay, she is officially broken. I need to pay more attention to her and actually see what she does. I mean, well, there isn't really that much I can do to stop her because it probably happens in like half a second. Oh my god, no, stop! She did that on purpose. She ran towards him to shock him. That is not nice. You know you could kill him, right? He's okay, but damn, that's risky. Okay, you need to take a shower. If there's some kind of object that she is attracted to and that is why she gets broken, I could just sell that object, but I think this is just some kind of autonomous interaction that she does and there's not really that much chance of me to stop her from doing that. I don't really know. Like, servos are really silly sometimes. Yeah. I think this time Tenny will just call a repairman because I don't want him to get shocked and die while repairing her in the last freaking episode. That would be funny. And technically, that would still be a finished legacy because I could just say, okay, Holten is the heir, so Tenny wasn't really that important. That would still count, but I really don't want that to happen. Like, we did this much work, and for what? He was just here yesterday in the morning, and yeah, the repairman should just live with us. Nathan, did you brag about your grades to the broken robot? I can't. Oh, okay, that's Brittany, inventor. Okay, I think it's time to buy a game costing something. I'm not sure what yet. Because both Tenny and Penny want that, and Penny is pretty unhappy, so let's see. A game for 5,000 would be a roller skating rink? There's no way we're putting it anywhere. This lot is big, but not that big. Technically we also could have this. Oh, that would be so weird. We can actually have it here. Oh my god, wait, would this fit? No, not in the garage, even if I moved stuff. But it could technically be here. There are recolors of this, but actually the first one is the best, I think. So, sure, why not? Oh, that was actually for 5,500. Yeah, I think we have some kind of discount. Yeah, you can just play it now. So they are super happy. Yes! Oh my god! Okay, that was it. He fulfilled his lifetime want. How much did you get? Brought 3,000, got 6,000 bonus, so he needed less than 9,000 to do that. So now pay the bills if we're that rich. Okay, we're done. So now just the anniversary party, a huge shindig, and we're good to go. He is a blockbuster director. Okay then. It's level 9. He didn't even need to go to all the way up to the top of the career. That's not what he needed. What is his new lifetime want? Oh no, hell no. Oh yeah, Felicia. She should so much be an elder right now. That reminded me. The spawner, please. Spawn, Chandler, and, let's kill him. Because it's freaking time! No, not this, wait. Death and creature. Where is this? Old age, please. Thank you, goodbye. He's the twins' father, if you didn't remember that. So it was about time. Move this, please. Bye, Chandler. I hope they won't be crying that much because we're supposed to have a party like tomorrow. Yeah, it's Holten's day off. Brandy can just take the day off. Tanny doesn't work tomorrow either. And we can definitely have that party after 1 p.m. It will be deeply in the afternoon, maybe even evening. So, we need champagne, we need balloons, we need a bartender and a bar somewhere. I think we can have it outdoors. It is technically the coldest season right now on this island, and like the right middle of that season, which is fall. But it shouldn't really be that cold out, right? I guess I can get rid of this tub that is only for dogs. And I could put a bar somewhere here so we can have some drinks, like maybe next to the juice thing. Of course, the most expensive one. We could order some food, but Penny will make decent food for us, I think. What else can we offer at a party? We could have a bonfire or whatever, but I mean, if it's a fall party, I guess we could. Fireworks. Not a fan. So maybe not, especially firecrackers. Cake would be nice if Penny made a cake. Bubble blower is probably a bit too much and there's no space for it. So, okay, I will move this somewhere and we can have the bonfire. Actually, the wedding arch isn't really that needed for this specific party. There will not be any like vow renewal or whatever. That's a Sims 4 thing. So yeah, we can have a bonfire. I will buy some balloons tomorrow right before the party. Maybe I will also put this somewhere. Or maybe not. Maybe that's too much. We can also have food here. But I think Penny will actually make very nice food. So I think I will put a bar in here instead of that. I think we will need an additional table somewhere here just to have the champagne there. Like here. That works. I think we can actually use the leftovers because Penny makes food all the freaking time. But I will make her make a cake. Maybe even the white cake, like the, what's that called? Oh, Jesus. Baked Alaska. Yeah. Oh, totally. We're doing that. Penny! She's been drinking. Yeah, I know Sims get obsessed with the bar, and I will sell it immediately after the party. But yeah, she doesn't have anything better to do, so she's just drinking. And juggling. Brittany, you too. She's learning from Penny. She just made baths with squash, I think, for breakfast. Holten is just catching too much fish. Too many fish? Too many fishes? I mean, they are different fishes sometimes, so I guess. Brittany? Oh, she was supposed to take the day off. You're not going. What's happening? Oh! Yeah. I thought I heard some kind of NPC like the shrink or something, but that's the social bunny actually. For Penny. Okay then. I'm just double checking if anyone is sloppy in this family, but no. I was thinking that maybe someone leaves puddles after shower and when Penny walks on them, that can break her, but there isn't a possibility of anything like that. Bunny, you can go now. She's okay. You can go, really. Okay, I think we can slowly prepare for that party. So Penny is now quite okay, so she can make baked Alaska. Oh man, okay. Order groceries first. There aren't really that many people that we can invite, but that's okay. Oh, and that already fulfilled his lifetime want. I completely forgot that the party doesn't have to be over yet. It just immediately happens after you throw the party. The guests aren't even here yet. Penny is being called to. That's nice. Actually, you know what? No. Because we need to grab some more services. Bartender. Yes. I so rarely use this service in the game. You have no idea. Okay, balloons. A lot of balloons. I can put it here? Really? I don't have move objects on. That's interesting, but that will probably be annoying to the bartender, so let's not do that. Wait, these are supposed to be blue and like a lime color, and they are white. Did I know about this? I don't know. I know that that these balloons change. What? They also change shape for the anniversary party, not only for a wedding? That is so cool. Yeah, I wanted to use the heart-shaped ones, but I was sure that it's only for a wedding. Oh my god, this is perfect. Yes, these are bigger. So I guess these balloons also... What? Okay, now they are not white. And they were the normal color just a second ago, and now they just won't do that. That's so weird. Oh. Okay, that is really strange. The game just doesn't know what to do. Okay, that's some balloons. That's a lot of fishes. Different types of fishes. Trout, bass, catfish. Everyone is bowling. And Kara is in her wedding dress. That happens in my game a lot if you didn't remember that. Because it's been a while since I played rotationally here, but that's a thing. That is actually kind of cool that he carries the drinks like that. Get a drink. Oh, champagne! That was the most important thing. Okay, Holten, make a toast with Brittany because people need to get here to the actual party because they think the actual party is at the bowling alley. Brittany, she's just gonna randomly argue with Penny. Why not? Guys, this is not the time. They didn't even change their clothes for the party. And no one actually came for the toast. That's just great. Okay, call to meal, guests. It's supposed to be an epic party. Okay, let's have some music. You can hire a DJ, right? Light fire, because it's kind of cold probably. At least chilly. Oh, that's nice. Penny, okay, you're gonna be our DJ, that's fine. And I can actually hear the music even though it's disabled in the game, in the settings. Yes. That's a party. Holten is just sitting alone by the fire. Actually, the rest of the people came in formal wear, but they just never changed. Wait, maybe Nathan should be our DJ. He's a lot into music. And he has a lot of creativity. And a nice suit. Yeah. And someone is watching a movie, of course. And Tenny is washing the dishes in the bathroom, of course. Felicia is shooting hoops. And I think some people left. Let's just drink. And Baked Alaska is spoiled already. No! Cursed. Oh, finally someone's dancing. Thank you. Let's just drink and dance. What else are you gonna do on a party? I don't like dancing, but maybe they do. Not bad. Okay. I mean, Holten was happy with just throwing the party. Whatever. I tried, okay? Okay, Naven, toast to your parents, your mom. Yay! That's so sweet. Penny, you probably shouldn't be drinking that. Holten is tired. Let's dismiss the bartender. Thank you for your service. Penny will clean all the balloons. Penny found a new hobby. And that is it, actually. So now prepare for a very nostalgic panel of just summing up, just a conclusion of the whole series, every generation. I will also compare the genetics of certain Sims. And that will be it for this last 90-second episode. We'll be back with the Genesees in the rotational play. Before we go on this trip down memory lane, just a quick reminder of very few rules that I had for this legacy. The plan was to play one family for 10 generations, have all the heirs fulfill their lifetime wants, which they did, and everyone was supposed to have a made-up name, usually made from a name that exists, with one changed letter. I didn't have any rules for choosing an heir, especially that I was trying to just have one child most of the time. But if I had to choose, it was based on a vibe or whose looks I liked more. I used a lot of townies and NPCs in this legacy because I really wanted to, and I didn't really care that much about their age, so sometimes, you know, like there can be some inconsistency in their ages, like someone aged up faster than someone else, you know the drill. And also there's this whole Sea Victims Memorial situation where I killed a bunch of Sims from the family bin and some of the kids were in the adoption pool. This legacy started almost 4 years ago, okay? I didn't know better back then. So first, there was Carvos Genesee. And I'm not sure if I gave him any personality, honestly, because it wasn't suitable for the family aspiration at all. He only had 3 nice points. Maybe I just clicked on a zodiac sign that I found good for the family aspiration back then, because that was my system for assigning aspirations, but I kind of feel like I just didn't set the points at all, because maybe I assumed that he would have the same personality as Carlos Caliente that he was made from. No idea. His personality now to me is suitable for either fortune or romance. His secondary aspiration was popularity only because he was outgoing. Carvos' lifetime want was to graduate 3 children from college, which wasn't very fortunate for a legacy challenge where I was supposed to only play one family. But since he already had twins, we adopted another child and all of them finished college. Carvos' life partner was Marissa Bendet, a known Pleasant View townie. Then there was Andler, that I decided to be the heir pretty late. And mostly I decided that because he was very similar to Carvos in face features, I'm pretty sure, which then got wiped away completely with the 3rd generation. This game loves to troll me. Andler's lifetime want was to become the world-class ballet dancer. His aspiration was fortune, and it was actually well matched with his personality. I would probably give him the same thing now. His secondary was knowledge. The name Andler was inspired by Chandler. Alongside Endler, we had his twin sister Addison. Yes, that was supposed to be a made-up name, but then I learned that it actually existed. Never mind, she wasn't the heir, so whatever. She married Gallagher Newson and had Rio, who wasn't in the airline, but was an absolute icon. Such main character energy. He kind of became the symbol of this channel in a way, and now when you join to be a member, so give me money, you become a Rio and get a Rio face next to your name and a special emoji. Rio is also an emoji in our Discord server. Rio's life was really sad though. The story was that he really wanted a child, but couldn't have it for a long time. Became a father pretty late in life and then died of sickness not long after turning 60 years old, so becoming an elder, when his son was still a teenager. Rio's name was taken from Leo, and his life partner was Meadow Thayer, one of my absolute favorite townies. And his son Garland also continued, like, his own legacy, kind of. His descendants are still there in Basket Island, living in Basket Island. So there was also Jeff, the adopted son of Carvos and Marissa. He was gay, and with Joe Carr, who was actually kind of mean, but they really loved each other, and at some point they just moved out to another house along with Addison. I bought them a house, so if I hadn't done that, the Genesee family, like the main Genesee family, would have been even richer at the end. Then when they all died, we kind of lost the house because Rio stayed in the main house, so only the elders, let's say, were in a separate house, and after they died, this house became empty. But then at some point, another generation also moved in there, after buying another house with our money again. So we kind of lost the money, I guess, but I didn't really mind. Generation 3 was Othin. His mother was Mary Lena Hamilton, the grocery delivery lady, and he resembled her a lot. He had the popularity aspiration, but since he was very serious with only 2 points, I would give him the knowledge aspiration now, which fairly he had as secondary. But he was outgoing and nice, so popularity is cool too. Sometimes I just assume some Sims are very engaged in the relationships they make, so I let them be serious, but I'm more likely to give this aspiration to playful Sims because parties. Othin's lifetime want was to become Captain Hero. His partner was also a pre-made sim, like for previous heirs. Cameron Lee comes from one of the social groups in apartment life, the Techs. The name Othin was inspired by Ethan. Then we had Samaya. She was a popularity sim with secondary knowledge, which was pretty good for her personality. These days, maybe I would just do it the other way around. At that point, my system for personality versus aspiration was pretty similar to the current one. Her lifetime want was to max out all skills. This lifetime want is for the knowledge aspiration that she had as secondary, and I don't really remember that anymore, but I guess I must have re-rolled the aspiration because it repeated. Since I give the secondary aspiration to adult Sims, not teenagers, that must have been the case. And she made it right before dying of old age, racing the Grim Reaper with the thinking cap on. That was epic. You know what's also epic? Samaya's husband. He was a generated streaker from university that I summoned through the Find Me a Mate crystal ball, the mod. So he had streaking behaviors written in, which made him walk around naked half the time. He just sometimes forgot to get dressed. The name Samaya was pretty much completely made up, but thinking about Samara from The Ring, and that's why she always had long hair, which was naturally black, and she always wore a white gown or dress. That was just her style. She also barely wore any makeup. I always thought of her as kind of a hippie, I guess. Enix Genesee. Halfway through the legacy. She was a romance sim, and I can't argue with that. She was definitely suitable for it. She was also bisexual. I always try to bring some kind of LGBTQ representation, but since I like to keep it realistic with reproduction, and in a legacy I always want to have genetic continuity, so a potential heir can't be adopted. I made Enix have a baby with some dude and then end up with a woman. Probably not the best idea to make a bisexual sim a romance sim, but that was just a coincidence, not a suggestion that bi people sleep around or whatever. Enix spent most of her life really in one relationship that wasn't maybe fully committed. They were never married, I don't think, but it was a relationship with Marie Matza, the pizza delivery lady, and they raised Kinston together. Enix's lifetime want was to become a professional party guest, and her secondary aspiration was knowledge. The idea for her name came from the gaming studio Square Enix, but also was something in between Phoenix and Enid, and a very nice unisex name, probably my favorite in the whole legacy. So then there was Kinston, who was a knowledge sim and wanted to become a mad scientist. He went to college even though no one else was supposed to go after fulfilling Carvos' lifetime want. He found love at university actually and had 2 kids who were both redheads through recessive genes after Alvin, the naked man, Kinston's grandfather. The second child, Rain, was a total accident where 1% of Risky Woohoo actually worked. It seemed like fate and some kind of a miracle, so I kept the baby. Rain and her perfect cheekbones deserve an honorable mention. Her name was inspired by Jane, and I sometimes maybe kinda wish that she was the heir of this generation. I really liked her, and she never had any kids. So back to Kinston. His secondary aspiration was popularity, and his name was Winston, spelled with a K. Also sounded very similar to Kingston, and because of that he always made me think of computers, especially RAM. The firstborn of the 7th generation and the heir was Morris. He was a fortune sim. Never went to college, but he didn't really need to because he started his business career as a teenager. He was an overachiever and entrepreneur. His lifetime want was business tycoon. He married Laurel Backman, who was the first more originally looking married in sim, because she came from another family that I also built through generations. They had 2 daughters because at some point I just had a whim to make another child. Both girls were pretty grouchy, so the parents tried to teach them to be nicer, and it kinda worked a little bit. Morris's secondary aspiration was popularity, and his name was inspired by Horace, and no one except me knew how to actually spell it. Morris seemed kind of like a workaholic and someone with very high standards who expected a lot from his loved ones. I don't know, it's just kind of a vibe. He wasn't very likable, was he? He was quite nice though, so actually I think now I wouldn't give him the fortune aspiration because now I associate it with grouchiness a little bit, so I think I would give him either knowledge or popularity, like either for secondary or primary, those 2. So the next one was Vancy, again the firstborn. Her sister Amania, name inspired by Amanda, moved out to the so-called other Genesees, and she had her own family that is still being continued with adoption involved on the way. Vancy was a knowledge sim with secondary romance and wanted to become a space pirate. Vancy's name comes from Nancy. She had a child with Alvin Fura, who is a family sim, so he gladly moved in and took care of their daughter. But Vancy always seemed to have a little bit of commitment issues. Only as elders they decided to marry, but Alvin changed his mind and left Vancy at the altar. Of course that was my doing, but that was supposed to be the story. He'd already had something going on with Brandy Letourneau, and he took off to have another family. He married Brandy and adopted Isaiah, formerly Gavigan. So Vancy spent her elderly years without a partner, but taking care of her grandkids. Plural. Shella. Oh boy. At that point, I had the 50 more lifetime wants mod, so she rolled a want to win fights with 20 sims. She was a fortune sim with secondary romance, but she was quite grouchy, like Vancy, with one true hobby in sports, and that's why she rolled this want. I was considering changing it, but it ended up being pretty fun. It was repetitive, but I don't know, there was just something so fresh and new about it. And she fulfilled it before being an elder. So right after that, I decided to end her life, assuming that it was just really bad for her health to fight this much. She even had an arch enemy, a nemesis, Helen Garner, a townie that I created using the Simbin in Cass. I was hoping for Helen to actually be in the Legacy one day, but no one had chemistry with her, so at the very end she was a pretty significant character, really. Shella had to bring the last generation to the world, so she hooked up with Chandler Platts and had twins. Chandler was never really in the picture, and Shella was mainly focused on her fights and criminal career. She was the darkest character in this gameplay, definitely. The name Shella was something in between Stella and Sheila. I really liked the sound of it. She also seemed to have a very hard shell, you know? Just remember that she naturally had brown hair. She dyed it black. That's why one of her boys has brown hair and the other one has red after Chandler. Could still be a recessive from Naked Alvin and Morris, though, you never know, but I'm assuming it's Chandler's, that's simpler. Holten and Tenneth, Generation 10. The names are inspired by Holden and Kenneth, but I had to make it all about number 10. Tenneth is a fortune sim with secondary romance, like Shella, with the lifetime want of making 100,000 simoleons. Initially he had a gold digger kind of lifetime want from the mod, but I rolled it again because the Genesees are the richest family in the neighborhood, so it didn't really make that much sense. Tenny actually again went to college to pursue the acting career because it's paid well. He also built robots and sold them for profit. I mean, all of this was just happening, right? Holten is an absolute sweetheart, a family sim with secondary knowledge and a lifetime want to reach golden anniversary. So there's not that much I had to do with him, just get him married and keep him alive, so at some point I decided to give him a child. So he has a son named Naven, inspired by Raven. So technically we have 11 generations, and maybe we will even have more. Maybe the 12th one will appear in the rotational play in Basket Island. And Naven has the family aspiration again. No one had the pleasure aspiration. No one even had pleasure as secondary. No one was that lazy and playful for me to give them the pleasure aspiration. And that aspiration happens quite a lot in my normal gameplays. I have a significant number of sims with that aspiration. That's my least favorite, so I'm not even mad, but still, it's interesting. And if I count Holten and Tenneth as one generation, because they are both male, so it doesn't really matter. They were both born male, there was no choosing there, so I will just count them as one. We had... Oh, it's actually equal. It's 5 men and 5 women. I like that. So that's it for bios and statistics. Now let's analyze genetics. Okay, so I have all the faces here, and I can just compare all of them. Obviously, when there are differences in gender, then also there will be a lot of differences in face, but I am pretty good at recognizing those features, so I don't feel like I need to recreate all of the heirs to just be one gender so that it's easier to compare. It would be easier, but it's not necessary. So first let's see at the front of the faces, then we'll look at the side profiles. So definitely Carvos and Antler looked very similar. I can see some difference in the nose, but I am pretty sure that Carvos was wearing some kind of nose makeup. Yeah, that's definitely the only change here, that Antler just wasn't wearing that. Since Carvos was made from Carlos Caliente from my old Pleasant View, it's very possible that Carlos was also wearing some kind of nose makeup. Or maybe it's the matter of the freckles, maybe they also changed the nose a little bit, like it's makeup. A very significant change between those generations are the eyebrows that Antler definitely got from his mother. But Antler still has the Nina Caliente nose. And Daniel Pleasant eye shape, which actually passed on Othin as well. The genetics weren't entirely wiped out at Othin. Carvos's face completely disappeared on Samaya because she got eyes from the 4th face template from Cameron. So that was the point when the first generation just completely disappeared in genetics. I kind of love how we made a full circle from redhead to redhead and also there was a redhead on the way as well, because we have Tenny in the 10th generation who has red hair. It's not the same red hair, but still, it's kind of fun. So, of course, also the hair color changed here. Andler was blondie, and then Othin was a blondie too. I think Othin only got the eye shape from Andler, and that's it. The eye shape looks just like a tiny bit slightly different, only because the eyebrows are different and the eye color is different too, so you can kind of see that it's changing a little bit, but it's just a matter of other features around it. But the rest of Othin's face was completely face 14, I'm pretty sure, which was Mary Lena's face template, and yeah. A lot of it also passed on Samaya. I am not sure about those lips though. I think those are from the 14th template, really. Is it 14 or 13? I can never tell. I used to think that it was template 5, so whatever. But yeah, I think these might be Othin's lips. They just look so much fuller on a woman. I don't think template 4 has these lips. Like, they are not that wide. And she got a completely different eye shape, the big, nice eyes from phase 4, but she still had the nose from Othin's face, but the eyebrows are different, I think. The eyebrows are from Cameron as well. And of course, she got also colors from Cameron. Did Cameron have dark blue eyes, or was that a recessive? I'm not sure, wait. I think she had green eyes. I can just Google that. Yep, Cameron has green eyes. So the dark blue eyes came from Marissa? I think that's Marissa in generation 1. So this recessive was carried from Andler through Othin and then appeared as dominant on Samaya. I have the equal genetics mod, so the genetics that are technically dominant in the game are not dominant anymore, so they can be recessive. But I think originally in the game anything can be recessive. Like, if you have one parent with black hair and the other one with brown, it's very possible that the kid will have brown as recessive or black as recessive. So it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, the dark blue eyes just appeared all of a sudden after generations. I love that, because Othin's eyes are light blue. So then we had Enix, and she was a mix of Samaya and template 12, so one of my absolute favorites, although I love template 4 as well. So like the mix of 4 and 12 is perfect. I like template 3 as well, and we never had it in this legacy. But anyway, yeah, Enix actually had a lot of the very distinctive features from template 12. Maybe not the eyebrows though, because the eyebrows are really like evil looking in that template. I think she has the same eyebrows as Samaya, just a different like style of eyebrows. But she definitely got her lips from Alvin, some of her cheekbones as well, because I see a slight difference in here. Her face was kind of more skinny than Samaya's, probably a matter of the lips as well. Because the lip shape is very different, but she had the same eye shape as Samaya. She just had different makeup. She just had more makeup, so the eyes look even bigger. And brown eyes are from Alvin. I remember that he had brown eyes, but she is blonde. Alvin was a redhead, and Samaya had black hair, so this is a recessive carried through Samaya from Othin. And then we had Kinston, and now it's a little bit more difficult because there is a change in gender, but I am pretty sure that Kinston's eyes are from phase 2, from his father. His nose was definitely Enix's from the 12th template, and you will see that in the side profiles. I am not exactly sure about the eyebrows. They might be from phase 2. Simple as that. I think his lips might be from Enix because they are more shapy, I guess. Like, second phase doesn't have lips like that. He was also wearing lipstick, because I sometimes put lipstick on Sims with this particular skin tone, because my replacement makes the lips kind of looking like they're wearing lip gloss, so I go for something more matte, and I did that on Kinston as well. When it comes to my personal preferences of like looks on people, I think to me personally Kinston was the most attractive. He was the most my type, I would say. Just a fun fact. Messy brown hair, green eyes, glasses, yeah, that's the thing. I think he also had a lot of the face shape from Enix, although the chin looks a lot like phase 2, I guess. He was like a nice mix of those two face templates, really. And then we had Morris. Okay, one of my patrons is actually right. Morris had nose exactly the same as Kinston. For the longest time, I thought that this was Brandy's nose, but no. It's exactly the same as it's the 12th template nose that just stayed with us throughout the rest of the legacy. Here we also had a comeback of red hair, which was definitely a recessive from Alvin, so I made it kind of like reddish, like darker shade of red, because Alvin had like really red hair from the very beginning, so I just like kept that, assuming that this was the exact color that he would pass. So I was trying to give all the Sims hair that looked darker than normal red hair, like not orangey, but more red. So yeah, so I did that with Morris and Rain. They both had the red recessive hair, and yeah, it's crazy. Especially that Kinston's wife had black hair, he had brown hair, and both of the kids were redheads. Like, that's insane. Also, Morris had the same eye shape as Kinston. Again, I can see a slight change when I just change the pictures, but that is just a matter of eyebrows and like glasses maybe a little bit. And the fact that Kinston probably had a little bit of makeup on his eyes to like have this darker, circle around the eye because his hair was dark and his skin is dark. So I think I don't know. Like, he seems to have a line on his bottom eyelid, right? Comparing to Morris. I don't know. Maybe it's the matter of glasses. I don't know. But, like, there is a little bit of a change here. So these are, like, cosmetics, but the eye shape is exactly the same. I think the eyebrows might be different, although it might be a matter of the style of the eyebrows, which is very different. So I think eyebrow shape might actually be the same. It's hard to say because Brandy's eyebrows weren't too specific looking, so it's hard to say. But Morris definitely had Brandy's lips because they are completely different from Kinston's, and they are super full and super wide. So on Vancy, who differed from Morris very much when it comes to colors because she had the darkest skin, black hair, she was of black descent because her mom was black, and also she actually got the eyebrows from phase 12 that Laurel had. She had some phase 12 history. And so Enix didn't have those eyebrows, even though she was bred straight from phase 12, but Vancy actually made a comeback to these eyebrows, which I love. I love these eyebrows. So I think her eyes are just typical eyes for phase 2. Like, these are like Lucy Burb kind of eyes. They look maybe a little bit different from Morris's, but I am pretty sure that this is the same eye template. She also has the same nose and the same lips, so except for eyebrow shape that she got from her mom and colors that she got from her mom, all of them, she looked a lot like Morris in face features. And this is also 3 generations of glasses. Amania definitely looked more like Laurel, but for some reason I just liked Vancy more. She seemed more like she had more character. Even though I think I preferred Amania's looks, I preferred Vancy's character. But they both had those eyebrows. And then Shella. Oh man. It looks like maybe there's been some change in lips, but no, it's a matter of just lipstick. Also, her necklace is broken in the picture. Let's ignore that. Yeah, it's like the create a lip workshop kind of thing that kind of changes the shape of the lips. So that's the only thing. I don't think those lips are Alvin's. Alvin's as in Shella's father's, because there were two Alvins. The naked Alvin and Alvin. She also has light blue eyes from her father and the almond-shaped eyes from her father as well. The eyebrows from Vancy still because they are kind of like evil looking. The nose is the same as Vancy's and the lips are the same as Vancy's. And the face shape is also pretty much the same. Maybe the cheekbones are a little bit different because they seem... She seems to have a little bit more of a definition in the cheekbones. So maybe she got like upper cheekbones from Alvin. It is slightly different. I loved Shella's face. She was just absolutely precious in face features. And then Holten also got Shella's eye shape because it's totally the same as Alvin's, but Chandler has the same face template as Orlando Bertino or Mary Lena Hamilton, like the one in the red dress, or Ivy Kapoor, the teenager, or Melissa Fancy. Like there are a lot of Sims with this template. This is the template that kind of looks like Face 1, just with a wider nose and bigger lips. This is supposed to be one of the African templates, like that's the name of it. Holten still has the eyebrows from Face 12, eye shape from Alvin, but pretty much the rest is just Chandler, maybe except the face shape, because he seems to have a very similar cheekbone situation as Shella. You see that? Like, also the upper cheekbones are very distinct, and yeah, I think the chin might be the same as well. Yeah, cool. And he had brown hair from Shella, and Tenny had red hair from Chandler, possibly, probably, most probably. Tenny also had Shella's nose, the same lips as Holten from Chandler, and Chandler's widely set eyes, and also Chandler's eyebrows. So his face looked a little bit more delicate in most places, but the nose was just insane. But Holten looks like kind of more aggressive in the face, like he has this expression, when Holten was an absolute sweetheart and Tenny was the one who was kind of taking advantage of other people a little bit sometimes, and he looked so innocent doing that. What about the cheekbone situation? I think Tenny actually got his face shape mostly from Chandler because it's different from Holten's, but the chin is the same again. And also after Vancy, the skin just kept being skin 3, so like medium skin, and it just stayed with us throughout the end of the series. The dark blue eyes on Tenny are not Chandler's because I am pretty sure that Chandler has green eyes. Let me check. So if not, this must have been a recessive carried through Shella from Vancy. I never really noticed that. Yep, Chandler has green eyes, so these... Again, someone has green eyes, so dark blue eyes must have been a recessive. The same as with Samaya. I really like dark blue eyes, so I am never mad that they appear all of a sudden. So side profiles, this will be fun. So again, you can see a slight change in the noses, but I'm pretty sure that's just makeup. And yeah, the side profile didn't really change between generation 1 and 2, just the eyebrows. Then, oh man, the longest nose ever from phase 14, I think. Yeah, and lips and everything. The side profile between Gen 2 and 3 changed completely because the eye shape didn't really have much say in it. The eye shape doesn't change side profile that much. Yeah, and then Samaya was pretty similar to Othen, I guess. And then the 12th template nose that just stayed with us forever since generation 5. Look at this. I mean, except Holten, of course, but like, oh my god, yes. I actually think something changed in the eyebrow shape between Kinston and Morris now that I look at the side profile, because Kinston probably had the eyebrows a little bit more up front. I don't really know. Maybe the eyebrows in phase 2 and phase whatever Brandy had are just very similar. It's possible. And yeah, I see that the chin also changed between Kinston and Morris, and Morris had very strong features in general. Then Vancy had pretty much the same, just the eyebrows were different. And then Shella's side profile, I see that the chin is maybe a little bit shorter or something, but other than that, you can see the eye shape changing a little bit, but it's pretty much the same. And then Tenny again has the shorter chin. Shella's shorter chin that is apparently shorter than Vancy's for some reason. But yeah, so like the chin looks really weak comparing to other features. So Tenny, after I exported him, had his genetic nose. Somehow on Tenny's face, this nose looks just crazy. Like, it doesn't look like that on Morris. But because of the eyebrow shape and eyes and everything changing through generations, this nose had such a huge bump all of a sudden on Tenny. Very nice. And can we just acknowledge how kind of weird Holten's side profile is? The bridge of his nose is pretty much non-existent. It's very interesting. Yeah, he has both different eyebrow shape and nose from Tenny, so his side profile looks very, very different, because like the relationship between the nose and the eyebrows is completely different. Like, it's more even, I guess, and in Tenny, the eyebrows are flat and the nose is just there. You couldn't see that relationship that much in Shella because her face features were more delicate because she was a woman. But in Holten, like, and also like the nose is different, so again, this relationship kind of changed. But you can't also see the eyebrows being so upfront in Shella. Yeah, okay, that's enough because I will analyze the hell out of it. So thank you for being here. For the 92 episodes. We will continue the series a little bit with a new series. That makes sense. Remember that if there is a new series appearing that is called Basket Island or something, then know that it's the same thing, just a different form of gameplay. We will play there for probably 2 or 3 rounds or something, and then we can go back to Planet Alades. And when we're done with Planet Alades, we'll just move on to something completely new. And as always, thank you very much for watching, subscribing, and stuff like the video, and see you in the next one. Bye! Late in the night, the city's asleep. Your love is a secret I'm hoping, dreaming, dying to keep. Changed my priorities. The taste of your lips is my idea of luxury.